The panic is setting in. This is our final visit on a Friday with Chris Egan while he's in the States. It's brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. Fat Zach's Pizza, they got 3 locations in Sumner, downtown Puyallup, and South Hill. And then I think starting next week, after Chris does so well in Paris, they may add a stop in Paris. It's the home. I wonder how the Parisians would feel of the no big dill pickle pizza. It might be popular there. You can book 3 of their food trucks for catering, birthday parties, and graduations. Also, corporate events voted best of the Sound 2 years in a row for best pizza. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and of course at FatZachsPizza.com. We find Chris at the home studios. I'm inside the Puck Sports Studios, built by Limbach Lumber. Give them a call at 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbachlumber.com for any of your lumber needs. You got a new fence, new deck. We're putting up a new fence, so we need Limbach Lumber. We're getting lumber from them. And any of your do-it-yourself projects this summer. Well, it's Friday. You're off to Paris when? Sunday?
Wheels Up Sunday, Puckett. Jason Puckett, it's good to see you, my friend. The podcasts have been great. I've been loved listening to them, catching up on all my Mariner intel, and it's a busy time. I mean, Houston Astros roll into town. Seahawks training camp starts up next week. Brian Smetzer and his Sounders are red hot. And yes, like it or not, Puckett, I don't know why you wouldn't like it. The Olympic Games begin next week. The opening ceremony will be next Friday from Paris. And I've been telling everybody, I never want to come across as complaining about heading everywhere. But I think a lot of people think that I just go on these trips and I have time to head to get a croissant and visit the Louvre. And then when we head to the Olympics, Puckett, let me just break this down. I'm going by myself. There's no photographer, so I am a photographer, producer, reporter, anchor, engineer, assignment desk, travel guide, you name it. So it's 22 straight days, 14 to 18-hour days, but it's the best 22 days of my life. I mean, well, let's be honest. Getting married was better. Watching my daughter get married is going to be better. But
way to catch yourself.
Thank you there, Puckett. Yeah.
You really believe that this is the best time.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been tough to see that on the gram and then have my kids like, what about our births, Dad? Yeah, no, that was higher.
You keep saying this was the best time, but you say with a bunch of strangers with armpit hair that's more fun.
But I just got out of an NBC meeting. Security is.
How's Dick Ebersol doing?
Bob Costas sends his best to you, Puckett. Yes. Mike Tirico is ready to go. Everybody's ready to go. I think it's going to be a fabulous Olympic Games. We look back, the last one was in Tokyo during COVID. And here's the cool thing is we have over 70 athletes with ties to the state of Washington heading to these Olympic Games, Puck. And what's the most thrilling here, Puck?
Let me jump in. Is that more? That just seems like
much
a large
more.
Number.
It's a huge number, and one reason why that number is so big is rowing. And the University of Washington is sending 34 athletes. Jesus. And these aren't athletes at the UW now. These are athletes that have been there, have graduated. There's 3 golfers, Puck, from the University of Washington that will be competing in the Olympics. C.T. Pan lives in Bellevue. He'll be competing for Taiwan. Nick Taylor representing Canada, and then Carl Ewan will be golfing for China. All 3 UW grads. But I think when you look at the University of Washington, I think the story that means the most to me is the rowing coach Michael Callahan was named the head coach of the U.S. Men's 8. The Men's 8 is traditionally the top boat at a college team and at the Olympics. The Men's 8 is the boat featured in Boys in the Boat. No. This team usually trains in Florida or Princeton, and Michael Callahan decided to bring this team back to Seattle, Washington to train on the Montlake Cut where that team did back in the 30s. So they're going to be there. It's just a lot of great stories, but now it's trying to get into Paris and then – I mean, I was on a call today, and they're like, Egan, we don't know how we're going to get you to crew because that's 2 hours away. And I'm like, well, I got like 40 athletes there. I need to get there. So you have to just,
So that's
you
the
find
biggest
a way.
one that you're going to cover is crew.
Well, I think crew's big. I think basketball, we look at basketball, Puck, and I'm excited about basketball. You have Mark Few coaching the U.S. men. Is that an excuse for me to go watch the U.S. men? Yes. And I think, Puck, right now, we'll say it on this podcast, this is going to be a battle for the gold medal for the U.S. men's basketball team. They are not going to win this thing very easy. Yes, this team is loaded. They have the best U.S. basketball players on that team, but it is not going to be easy. I think the French team is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a battle. And as we saw in the NBA draft this year, Puck, the rest of the world not only catching up, some would say has surpassed with the amount of kids from European countries that got selected in the draft. The women's team should roll. I mean, the women's team should roll. We'll be keeping an eye on Jewel Lloyd, who have a bigger part on that team. She could be a starter on that U.S. women's team. I think still the debate there is, Diana Taurasi, is she going to stay healthy enough? And if she's not, let's get Caitlin Clark on that plane and get her to Paris ASAP. It will be fun this weekend to see. I tell you what, one All-Star game I'm looking forward to, Puck, the WNBA All-Star.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, it's going to be the U.S. team taking on the WNBA All-Stars. You don't think Caitlin Clark wants to show up the U.S. team, so that's going to be a fun watch. And then you have an Australian women's team. If we could get with Disney and put this one in the script to have the U.S. women play Australia in the finals, you have two members of the Australian team that play on the Storm right now, Ezzy and Sammy Whitcomb. But Lauren Jackson, 43 years of age, coming out of retirement for Australia, and she will be playing on that team in Paris. So I don't know, Puck, when I was 43, I don't think I could have been competing in the Olympics, but it'll be cool to see LJ back there. So I'll be watching a lot of basketball, and then I'm most excited, though, Puck, and we've talked about her, you and I, quite a bit, from Kashmere High School, Haley Van Lith.
Oh, that's right. She's on the 3-on-3?
She's on the 3-on-3 team. But here's where you're going to really love this one, Puckett. You had the pleasure of watching Haley when she played Kashmere against Kings.
Please tell me the dad's going to be there.
Well, Corey is going to be there, and Corey has invited me to a Haley Van Lith pre-party. But here's the best thing about this. In 3-on-3 basketball at the Olympics, Puck, there is no coaching. There's no coach on the sideline. You cannot get coaching instructions from the stands. Corey Van Lith, since Haley has been 3 years old, has been coaching from the sidelines. So
what happens? What happens if someone coaches from the sideline?
I think it's a warning.
Is there a technical?
I think it's a warning, then a point penalty, and then you could get your team could get DQ'd. So
there's a high probability Team USA gets disqualified from the Olympics, and you heard it here first. Okay, there's just a high probability, and I'm right, that they get kicked out of the Olympics. There's just no way. I don't know him.
I love him. He's energetic. He's fun. But yes, Puckett, he's not going to keep quiet. So
not a chance. So got to get one of those muzzles like you put on a pit bull for him. There's just no way he's going to keep quiet. There's no way. I watched that guy get into it with a student body at King's High School, like teenagers. He's yelling at him.
Oh, man. So that's going to be fun. We have, Puck, I just did a...
Hey, hold on. You're going to go watch Hawkinson play and, with, obviously his home country of Japan?
Well, of course, 6'10", shoreline zone from Shorewood High School.
I forgot is Japanese.
I love this kid. I love his dad. Nels Hawkinson is his dad, and Nels texts me like daily. And the first rounds of the basketball are going to be up 2 hours away from Paris, so I don't know if I can get there.
Are they going?
Yeah. And this is the cool thing. I was kind of getting to that point is everybody's families are going. Wow, I sat down and talked to Jewel Lloyd, and Jewel Lloyd said, it's so cool. I grew up, Chris, a tennis player. My dad wanted me to be a professional tennis player, and my dad and I are going to go to Roland Garros just to watch the tennis.
She before basketball, she was a tennis player?
She was a tennis basketball player growing up, and her dad is a high school tennis coach, still coaches to this day, and does not like the sport of pickleball, the dad. The mom plays it. And
yells at those people to get off the court.
Yeah, and she was legit a top-of-the-line USTA player, but I think she saw that basketball was her better Blair Avenue, so went to Notre Dame and came to Seattle, and the rest is history. But Nels Hawkinson actually invited me up. He said, "Hey, Egan, we got an extra room if you want to bunk bed with us up here." So I'm packing some Coug gear just in case, Puck. I got some Coug gear.
Please, I mean, just think of the great, programming that would be if you sat there and shacked up with, the parents of Josh Hawkinson at a hotel. You're sleeping on the floor.
And I guarantee you, they'll be rooting on Japan, but he will have a Coug flag. So keep an eye, everybody, on this match of France versus Japan in the pool play. Josh Hawkinson from Shoreline guarding Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert, and then you got Nels in the background with the Cougar flag.
I want to go back to the crew. I mean, listen, I love The Boys in the Boat. I mean, the book was great, the movie, but that's okay.
Yeah,
the book, whatever. The book was phenomenal. The whole story is great.
The book is amazing. Yeah, the book is amazing.
You haven't even read the book.
I've heard the book is amazing.
Come on.
I don't read a lot.
Why don't you read on the way over there?
I'm not a big reader. You know what
Just go do it.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, you're going to love the story. You're going to love it even more.
My mother-in-law read it. She has the book. Maybe I'll have her bring it tonight.
So are they the favorite?
No, they will not be the favorite.
Who's the favorite? Okay, you don't know it?
I haven't researched my crew. That was like, Puckett, I'm not joking. I was doing an interview with two girls in artistic swimming, which is synchronized swimming, and somebody goes, "Who's the favorite in that, Chris?" I'm like, I don't know. Hungry?
Hold on. I'll look it up. Olympics crew, is it 8? Crew 8?
Men's 8. My gut would be like Italy. They've got a strong crew team. The Italians.
Did you? Yeah. Did you mean Olympic crew men's 8 favorite? Yeah, that's what I typed in. I don't know. Come on.
And Puckett, here's the great story about this: is I got out of this NBC meeting while you're researching this, and the crew and the canoe and kayak are, like I said, 2 hours away from Paris. So they're like, Egan, if you can get there, you'll probably be the only one covering it. And I said, that reminds me of a crew team back in the 30s that only had one member of the Seattle media that was there. As they
By the name of?
Yeah. Bring it to us, buddy.
If you would have read the book, you would have known.
I'm thinking of the movie.
You know what? Well, he's in the movie, too. You're almost across the street. Kind of.
From Royal
Brome.
He
was there.
Yeah. So Royal Brome was the only one there. So let's fast forward 50 years. There may be a Chris Egan Avenue because I'll be the only member.
But Royal Brome had that fedora-looking hat.
Yeah. And my apologies for not getting Royal right away. But I mean, here's my name list, Puckett. I got I've been focused on synchronized swimming over the last.
Okay, I can't find favorite. I'm still looking for the favorites.
I don't think they're a favorite.
Well, you can gamble on this. Did I just go to Olympic? Hold on, Olympic betting. Can you try to put some money? Can you wager in Paris?
I mean, I could give you some tips. I mean, I think the U.S. women got a good chance to win their 10th gold medal in basketball.
You are going to be all over the place. How many hours do you think you sleep? 4?
I would go about 4 a night. And sometimes you find yourself just napping, just getting power naps on taking, somebody just told us it's a 10-minute walk from our hotel to the media center. 10-minute walk.
Okay.
But because of the amount of security, the crowds, and this Olympics haven't even started, they went in a media shuttle. It was an hour-and-a-half ride. That's what happens when you get to the Olympics. It's just it takes a long time to get places.
You're not going to do gymnastics because there's no local product.
We do have one. Right? We do have one. From the great state of Washington, Jordan Childs grew up in Vancouver, Washington. A little bit more on the KGW, our Portland affiliates viewing audience, but she's a Washingtonian. Grew up competing here when she was, I want to say 14. She moved to Texas to train with a girl by the name of Simone Biles, who I believe you probably would know, being a gymnastics dad. In fact, I would argue, Puck, and I'd love to get your take on this. I would argue, I've gone on record many times before saying that I think Serena Williams is one of the greatest athletes of all time. When you put her resume down, I don't even, Jordan is up there for me. But Simone Biles, I don't know how you top her in what she does in her body of work and in what she, in my mind, what she does in this sport I've just never seen it. I mean, Jordan was the only other one I can think of, in Tiger Woods, but Simone Biles is right there as one of the greatest of all time.
She's unbelievable. She just is. I mean, she's for her sport, she's the greatest of all time, and it's not close.
Yeah.
So whatever. I got U.S. at plus 470, the men's 8 gold medal winner. I got Britain at plus 115, Netherlands at plus 310, Germany at plus 1,700, Romania plus 3,000, and Australia plus 430.
So they're
odds.
So they're
the men's 8 gold medal winner.
So they have. So they're decent, huh?
Yeah. Italy is at plus 4,600.
46. So Italy's not great.
Yeah. So there you go.
They're top 3.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, U.S.
I'll be there. Royal Brome was there. Would it be weird if I changed my name to Royal that day?
Royal Egan. But you got to go full on. Like back in the day, he was like in a wool suit.
Yeah. Well, Maddie, give me my yellow beret.
Yeah. Do you have a yellow beret?
Yeah, we got a yellow beret.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I do. Really? I have a yellow beret.
Are you gonna wear it? Are you gonna wear it like on live shots?
Can you find my yellow beret?
Just don't.
Oh, she's getting it out. Yeah, just look at this, Puckett. This is breaking news. Here comes Charlie. Come on, Charlie.
Is she like your assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going yellow beret.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Take off the headsets. Pull. Yeah. There. Hi, Maddie. How are you? Congratulations on your wedding. There it is. The yellow beret. There we go. Oh my God. Are you gonna wear it?
What do you think?
It's great. It's wonderful. I'm trying to think what you look like. It looks like a top of a corn on the cob.
Bonjour, Jason Puckett.
Do you know any French?
Bonjour, oui, oui. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Can I get you a croissant, Jason Puckett?
Croissant.
Yes, I know. I've got to do a better job.
Croissant. Can I get a croissant?
So I don't know. What do you think?
Smoking. I think you need to pick up smoking and then be rude to everyone, which is you're gonna be a real anti-Parisian.
They're gonna love me there, don't you think, Puckett? They're gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna come off the plane with my Mariner shirt on and
they love
Seahawks
cargo shorts. You want to stick out like an American? Just wear cargo shorts around Europe.
Cargo shorts. Levi's Strauss and Company T-shirt.
Yeah, right. I think you should start. Can you do some man on the street interviews with people?
I would love it. Yeah. But once again, I'm producer, engineer, reporter. So, yeah.
Okay, just walk up to them and be like, "Hey, thank you for the Statue of Liberty, but hey, here's the deal. I mean, why don't you kiss our ass a little bit more because we liberated you?" Can we just start asking them some questions? You guys really thumb your nose down upon us, but remember who saved you from Nazi Germany. Okay? Can you do that?
Well, Puck, I'm going to not comment at this point because I need to still get into the country and I need to get out. So I'm going to say I'm looking forward
they're going to love you.
I'm looking forward to my trip there.
Oh, you're going to do great. Is anyone coming with you, or you? Or what
no.
I'm saying is no family's coming.
No family. Wife's not coming. Nobody. I don't even know how I'm going to get my bags off the plane. I mean, I got a suitcase with gear, which is like 150 pounds, and then I've got a. And here's the thing, Puck. I don't like to do laundry. I'm not a big fan of it. I've never done it. So I'm packing 22 pairs of socks and 22 pairs of underwear. Because I just, I tried it in Rio. And somebody grabbed my stuff, and so I'm like, it didn't even work. It backfired on me. So
you can always repeat days, can't you? I mean,
you can. Yeah. What do you think? That's a great question, and I think
that's Paris. They're a little ripe anyway, so
that's a This is a podcast. Sometimes just things come out of nowhere with you and I, and here it is. Here is the $1 million question.
How many days?
How many days can you wear underwear? How many days in a row can you wear socks?
Well, socks, I think, I think 3 or 4. I think underwear is right in that category. As long as you're not sharding yourself, what's the point? As long as you don't have mud butt walking around town, where it's sweating and you're just dripping oil all over the place, I say reuse it as much as you want.
So 3 days, 3 days for both. 3 days for both.
I mean, you're going to come back with Chris Mudbutt Egan.
Well, at one point you may just dispose of it or give it to a local.
Oh, you could. You could throw it away. I mean, sure. I mean, we've all done that before.
So we're going.
But I'm telling you, the French, they don't personal hygiene. You'll find.
3 days. 3
days. Yeah.
3 days. Okay.
Walk up to another reporter after the third day with the underwear and just say, "Hey, would you mind just dipping down and giving that a smell and tell me what you think?"
I would love it if you were watching the Olympics live and I had some big interview and the person came up and totally like back.
You're going to interview Josh Hawkinson after Japan knocks off the French, and then you're like, "Hey, Josh, you mind?" Josh's like, "Yeah, what is that smell?" Chris, did you shit yourself?
Oh man,
yes, I did.
What is your favorite sport? What is there any sport you want me to get out there and cover for you when you talk about the Olympics? And are you looking forward to the new ones like breakdancing and
no, I'm a traditionalist.
You're an old school track and field, swimming, gymnastics.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. What just kind of gets me, I love the 100 meters. Yeah. It's the 100-yard or 100-meter dash.
100-meter dash.
100-meter dash. I love it. It's just the absolute sign in just pure, I guess, athleticism, but speed. And I just, to watch those guys run at the clip they run in is remarkable.
It's going to be a good show.
And you know what else I like the hurdles. I'm a big hurdles guy.
Edwin Moses, 1984 was my favorite hurdler.
The 200-meter, that stuff. I love track and field because it's kind of the old school.
Will you get into the gymnastics? Because it seems to me that swimming, gymnastics, and track and field seem to be the three big rating ones.
I think the swimming one is. I think swimming is great. I mean, it's the theater going down to the last second. Getting to the wall. Gymnastics, obviously, in our household would just be. That'll be number one. But yeah, I mean, to watch Biles, I want to watch. I like watching the best, and she's unbelievable. So yeah, and then I think other than that. No, I mean basketball a little bit. The rowing, I do want to watch the rowing.
Yeah, and if you can do me a favor and watch the sprint canoe, we have two Roosevelt High grads in there. You have Nevin Harrison will be in sprint canoe. She's trying to defend her gold medal, and then there's a young man by the name of Aaron Small from Roosevelt High and Jonas Ecker from Seaholm High. They're in canoe together as well. They trained on Green Lake, Puck, and now they're going to be in Paris competing, so it's going to be fun to watch them. And then
how do two people, the Rough Riders, they got two Olympians.
Roosevelt is representing, so it's okay. Trying to look at my list here. Oh, I'll be watching a little dressage as well. Adrian Lyle grew up on Whidbey Island.
Watching what?
Equestrian. Fuck it.
No, I'm not really into that.
And then for your Cougars, Puck, I got to throw it out there. It's not only Hawkinson. We got a young man by the name of C.J. Allen, and you mentioned the hurdles. He'll be competing in the 400-meter hurdles. Very, very proud Wazoo. Cool. From Bremerton, went to North Mason High School. Proud Cougar, C.J. Allen, 400-meter hurdles. So there's another Coug to keep an eye on right there.
What are you looking forward to?
I think all
of it, just all the storylines.
Yeah, I'm happily married, but I do love the beach volleyball.
God, yes, I forgot about that. Yes, I mean because they just wear nothing and then they're always bending over to give their little hand signals. That's my favorite part. Where they want to serve it. And you're like, hey, camera guy, I know you're not focusing in on their little hand signal where they want to serve it. You're focusing in on because the dental floss is up their butt. I mean, come on. Everybody knows what you're doing.
I don't know about that, Puck, but I enjoy the volleyball. the 2-on-2 is fun. And then, let's be honest.
Just fall down in the sand, roll around.
It's no secret I'm a fan of tennis. Yeah. And my dream is to go to all the majors, and I've never been to the Australian Open. I've never been to Wimbledon. I've been to the U.S. Open, but I've never been to the French Open. And the tennis will be taking place at Roland Garros.
So they're on the clay.
They are on the clay, and I will probably do my best to sneak in to try to not sneak in. I've got to pass. I can get in there, but watch Rafael Nadal, who in my mind is one of the greatest of all time, and he's teaming up in doubles with his fellow countryman Carlos Alcaraz, who's now the number one player in the world. So those two are actually playing together. So I think that's going to be a showstopper. It's going to be fun to watch.
No one's going to beat them.
And then I wouldn't mind actually going out. I haven't talked much with CT Pan and Nick Taylor, but if I could walk the course and see Scotty Scheffler representing the U.S. out there, and
I think you should do. I think you should definitely do a piece with all three of the UW golfers.
Yeah.
You should get them all together.
And I've heard CT Pan is just a huge Husky still. He helps out the team right now. He'll go over there and pump them up a lot. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the Olympics, Puck, is every day is a different adventure. It's kind of like talking to you. You never know what's going to happen, and that's the Olympics.
How many Huskies you said are in the Olympics?
34 with ties to the UW. And when I say that, you have Jonas Ecker and Aaron Small, who I just mentioned, who – are both UW graduates, but at the UW they didn't compete in any sports there. That's and there's how many Wazoo? Wazoo's got like 8 to 9, I think. Wazoo's got 8 to 9, and Gonzaga has 6. You be the guess, all from basketball.
Well, who is it?
I've got it right here for you, buddy. You got Mark Few as an assistant coach for USA. Then you have Rui Hachimura playing for Japan. Andrew Nemhard playing for Canada. Kelly Olynyk playing for Canada. Filip Petrusev will be playing for Serbia. And then they have one more on the women's team. Yvonne Ejim will be playing for Canada. So,
how many PLU?
You know what? This is not only King 5 yellow, that's PLU yellow. That's yes, there will be one PLU alumni at the Paris Olympics representing, yes, as a media member. So there you go.
Well, I don't know how it's going to work out when we do this next week. We'll fly by the seat of our pants.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in a week. From a week from now, I may be smoking. I may be.
I hope you are. I want you to be smoking and with a glass of wine and just some just hot French model on your lap with armpit hair.
And I can guarantee you Melanie Egan would be on the first flight out of SeaTac into Paris to put an end to that.
All right, so what are we, 9 hours? 9 hours ahead or 8 hours ahead?
9 hours ahead. I'm going to get my gold medal shades on for you. There you
go. God, you're not going to stand out like an American, I'll tell you that.
Hey, everybody! Chris is here!
Where's the karaoke? Does anybody know where a McDonald's is around here?
Where's somebody get a burger in this town?
Do you have any chicken nuggets? Where can I get some wings?
Hey, Wendy's has got a new nugget. But we'll save that for a new show.
I like Wendy's. Wendy's is underrated. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll check in next week. We'll have to plan around your schedule.
Well, I'll try to make it work with you, buddy.
Well, you do what you make it work anyway.
I'm not going to sleep. Might as well just figure it out.
Oh man, you're gonna. How long are you there for?
I think it's 22, 23 straight days.
Jesus, man.
I try not to look at the end. I try to look at each day, and then you just kind of
Godspeed,
scratch off the day. So
well, have fun.
Thanks, bud.
Try to work in. You won't work in some personal time, but I mean, just take in Paris. I mean, what a fabulous city.
I'll make sure we pump up the Puck podcast when we get there. Puck Sports.
We're probably big in Paris, I would assume.
I would think so. I know a lot of people are talking internationally about this show. So
sure they were. There he is, Chris Egan, every Friday, brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. They got 3 locations: Sumner, downtown Puyallup, South Hill, home of the original No Big Deal Pickle Pizza. You can book 3 of their food trucks for catering, birthday parties, graduations, corporate events. Voted Best of the Sound 2 years in a row for Best Pizza. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and Fat Zach's Pizza. All right, you can listen and watch Chris Egan every Friday. We release it on YouTube, also Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, and, of course, at pucksports.com.
Au revoir.
Talk to you next week, Chris.
Au revoir.